All right. So our sponsor here, Avuá Cachaça, great brand. I'm not biased at all. So I'm one of the founders of the product, but it's a third generation woman distiller that we work with. Estate grown cane. That's actually a visual from the farm. Airborne yeast fermented for 24 hours, single distilled in an alembic pot still. We have 7 of them, as you see here, 2 unaged on the left. The Prata, which Cleve is going to make the drink with at 84 proof. The still strength at 90 proof. And then we have a range of unique wood aged, 1 French oak and 4 indigenous woods, which is a deep tradition in Brazil. So would love to talk to you guys about that offline. If people want more info, if you want to make the drink along with us, we'll click to that right now. Here's our cocktail that Cleve is getting ice for at the moment.
All right.
All right.
Let me just get the final setup here. Which
no problem. I have the cocktail up right now, Cleve. Do you want to talk about the inspiration for it?
All right. Yeah. So first of all, actually, why don't you put me back on?
I'll put you back on. Sounds good.
Because I want to just briefly talk about. Just want to briefly talk about Cachaça and how I got interested in Cachaça, and it mostly comes through music. My company is called Music and Cocktails by Brother Cleve, and I have been a huge lover of Brazilian music since I was a little kid. I have hundreds and hundreds of records. Brazilian.
So we'll have to have you back on to play some of those for sure.
That and how about this is a great one. Music from Brasilia. Look at that, the space age city, the capital of Brazil. And
that's actually, that building was designed by Oscar Niemeyer, which is the inspiration for our packaging.
That is all correct. Thank you very much. And a lot of these old Bossa Nova records, but the one that really changed my world was this record. So I bought this around 1986 or 87. Brazil, Barrow. Barrow is the music that is played. Music, they call it music for maids and taxi drivers. It says here, and it's an accordion-driven music. I am an accordion player, amongst other instruments, and I got really fascinated by this stuff. It's similar to the Cajun and Zydeco music from New Orleans, as far as accordion-driven music goes. But the back cover, the story about it, kept talking about cachaça and how all these musicians would be drinking cachaça all the time in the favelas, in the hills of Rio. So I got fascinated, and at the time I was living in Somerville, Massachusetts, which has one of the largest Brazilian populations anywhere outside of Brazil. And there was a liquor store there, Jerry's Liquors, owned by Jerry, who was actually, no, that wasn't his real name. He bought the store from somebody that was named Jerry. But he was Portuguese. It was originally a Portuguese neighborhood. And I went in one day and I said, do you have something called cachaça? And he did. And I bought it. And it's a brand that's, well known and highly available, but it's not really the best tasting thing that I had ever had. But I was still fascinated by it, and I liked it enough to continue to drink it. So fast forward 25 some odd years, and I met Pete at the Manhattan cocktail, whatever that.
You know what I think? Yeah, I think I met you at Painkiller. I think you were DJing at Painkiller, maybe.
No, actually, the first time was at the New York cocktail thing.
Oh, okay.
Then at Painkiller, because
then at Painkiller, okay.
But he was talking about cachaça, and I was like, I love cachaça. So here we are today with a cachaça cocktail, and the inspiration on this one, actually, I just called it originally I called it the Island Breezer. Not a very exciting name, I know, but. I was hired by the city of Waltham, Massachusetts, to do a party for them, and they were calling it the Breezers Ball. And the reason they called it Breezers was this was a city of an old blue-collar town that was getting gentrified, and the people that were the blue-collar townies that lived there called the new gentrifiers Breezers. derogatory term because they breezed into town. So they wanted something with breezer in the name. So that was the idea behind it. So I wanted to do a sort of tropical drink. So and what we're gonna do here is this drink is best done in a blender or a spindle blender if you've got one of these. If you don't, you should really look into it because they're phenomenal for making tropical drinks in. I mean, blenders are great, and Vitamix, of course, is really good too. But you really get a lot of control on this, and it's really fast too. So let's see what we got here. So we have the Prata, the silver Cachaça, unaged, and we have other friends. Josh Morton from Barrows makes this intense ginger liqueur, and we've got Falernum. Now this is a Falernum you're not going to see in the U.S. market. This is made in Barbados. This is made by Cockspur Rum down there, and this is quite nice. I got this down in the lesser Antilles a little while ago, but I understand that there's going to be a new Falernum coming out that I'm really excited about. I've done some of the tests on it as well, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, you're not going to need that anymore once we get that Avuá Falernum out.
I'm not going to
need to worry about it
anymore. So I'm looking forward to that. We're not going to talk too much about that at the moment. We'll be hearing more about it in the future, and also have some lime juice here that I've pre-squeezed, so I don't bore you with that. So
I'm going to put the spec up real quick here.
Yeah, you can put that up while I'm pouring. So we're going to start off with 1.5 ounces of the Prata. There we go. And I'll leave that bottle here. I'll put the cap in case I knock it over, because you never know. And 3/4 ounce of the ginger liqueur. In this case, the Barrows. Shout out to Josh and to Eva.
What's up, Josh?
And I have already done, here it is, a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And of course, the Falernum.
You got it in front.
That's right in front of me, isn't it? Oh. See? It's all that LSD. Okay, so 1/2 ounce of the Falernum.
There is no LSD in this cocktail.
No, there is not. So in making this cocktail, as Tiki has transformed over the years and modernized, and like I say, in the old days you'd have all these same drinks, but everything was pretty much rum based, and that was it. Everything was rum based, and you've got the same named drinks everywhere. And now, of course, we are using all the different flavors that are available to us now. A lot of this stuff, like for instance, allspice dram. Jeff Berry wrote about that in the Grog Log in 1995. I never found it anywhere until about 2009, and shortly after that, House Alpins put out their St. Elizabeth's Allspice Dram. So, these things were not. A lot of this stuff wasn't available, and now bartenders are able to use a lot of things, and we're looking beyond just sweet cocktails. This is more of a savory cocktail. It's got a lot of spice notes. It's like, it could actually be called the Spice Island Breeze. And in order to do that, I have Dale DeGroff's Pimento bitters. Speaking of allspice, this is Jamaican allspice that Dale used in this. And these bitters are really nice for drying out a drink and makes it less sweet. So put 1 dash of that in there. And then I had mentioned working in India. Cardamom is big in Indian cooking, and Scrappy's and Fee Brothers both make cardamom bitters, which are quite nice. So a dash of that in there. So you get these spice notes. If you try this drink and it's a little too spicy or not sweet enough for you, what I would recommend is not upping the Falernum, but you could add You could actually add some coconut cream, which I tried. Just like if you add like about a 1/4 ounce of coconut cream to it, it'll just give it a little more sweetness. Because some people, this is a funky drink, okay? Because I'm a funky motherfucker, and you know, you get the hogo, the funk from the cachaça here, and then the ginger and cardamom, and the allspice. And don't forget, Falernum is lime, clove, cinnamon, and allspice as well. So that all tends to, you know, get a lot of nice spice going. But some people like their drinks a little sweeter. But I like them a little more spicy and down and dirty. So let's.
Yeah. It's a lot of effort. Take a break if you need.
That's good. Short and sweet on this. And let's see, we have a mug. And you just you know, dump it all in, ice and all. And
There we go.
and we can garnish that with some mint sprigs from my backyard, and the old Trader Vic trick of a lemon. I'm sorry, lime shell in there, and here you go, the Island Breeze. You can try that.
Beautiful.
The recipe there. Again, 1.5 of the Avuá Cachaça, the Prata expression, 3/4 of the ginger liqueur, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, quarter ounce of Falernum, and
Here we go. Specs right here again.
cardamom and allspice.
Please do make this at home. Post it up at Tiki by the CNJ, hashtag Tiki by the C. Would love to see what you guys have out there. We're gonna pick some winners over the coming weeks for best cocktail shown out there. But yes, very cool, delicious cocktail. Wish I was drinking it. I'm just sipping some Prata here, as one does. But thank you very much, Cleve.
Yes, indeed.
Woo! All right. So you can reach Brother Cleve at these following locations. You can feel free to get in touch with us. Brother Cleve at Gmail, IG at Brother Cleve. Here's his Mixcloud if anybody's interested in it. Some dope music up there. He is our de facto DJ / brand ambassador / anything we need at Tiki by the Sea. So thank you so much for that. We're going to flip over